Zoreen, thank you. Joining us now, attorney Anahita Sedaghatfar. She is of counsel for the Cochran law firm. This was just a horrible, horrible case. And this has to be unique, though, to press charges against the social workers whose job it was to protect this child.
Right, very unique. In fact, I think this is the first time it's happened in California. I couldn't find another case where a social worker was criminally charged. But if there was ever a case to do that, it's this particular case here, because you're talking about 60 complaints that they received. They got calls from teachers, family members, neighbors saying this kid is being abused. They had a record, a file on this boy about his prior abuse. These social workers saw physical injuries on this boy. He was 8 years old, and they knew that he had written a suicide note, and they did absolutely nothing. And not only did they not do anything, they covered up the reports. They didn't put any of the abuse that they witnessed in the police reports, and so what they essentially did is allow this poor little 8-year-old boy to go back into that house where he was being abused, where he was being tortured, and where he was ultimately killed.
It's incredibly sad, and it's horrific to even hear this. What the attorneys for the social workers would say is that these folks are scapegoats. You know, this is a social workers system that has extremely heavy caseloads. This is a kid that fell through the cracks. They were doing their best, and you know, are they really negligent at one point if they you know, simply just didn't follow up as best as they could, or could have done more?
I've heard those arguments. I've heard CPS workers say, you know, we're underworked, we're understaffed, we have too many cases, there's not enough funding. You know, I don't know what the answer is, but clearly there is something going wrong in that system. Clearly something needs to be changed. It is the job of these social workers to protect these kids. In fact, they have a legal obligation to protect them. And in this case, we're talking more about just mere negligence, them not seeing something.
They're falsifying documents, they're covering this up.
Exactly.
So they're almost complicit.
They're complicit, and I think that's why we're seeing criminal charges, because it goes to the point of criminal negligence. They're not doing their job, and I think it's very important, and that's why I commend the DA here for pressing these charges, because we need to set an example, and we need to set a precedent that this is not okay. You can't turn the other way when it is your sole job to look out for these kids.
And we also want to say, of course, the culpability is on the mother and her boyfriend, who, you know, who are now charged with murdering their son and the abuse that went on for years here. But, you know, the head of Child Services says, listen, this is a calling that people have, because to be a social worker, you really do have a calling. It's not a job that you take to get rich or, you know, to make a name for yourself. So the idea that these people who are the only people there to protect him, I don't, you know, want to make the point that all social workers are not negligent. Like, this is a very rare case.
It is rare, and that's a great point. I don't want to take away from social workers who are there every day. They're not getting paid a lot of money. They are oftentimes overworked. I don't want to take that away from them, but when we do see situations like this, it's important to take action. And I agree with you 100% about, you know, let's not take away from the real culprits here. We're talking about the mom and the boyfriend who tortured and abused this kid and eventually killed him. And that is why this is a death penalty case. They are both facing the death penalty, which is reserved for the worst of the worst. We're talking about serial killers, mass killers. The DA is seeking death here, and that should show how egregious the abuse and the killing of this child really was.
I want to ask you another story that's making headlines today. This is about one of the most powerful men in Congress. At one point, at least 4 people have now accused former House Speaker Dennis Hastert of sexual abuse. This is according to the Chicago Tribune.
The news. So what about the statute of limitations here? Because this was a very long time ago, and his charges have to do with covering up the banking, not necessarily anything to do with abuse.
Exactly. So the statute of limitations has passed. I think these allegations go back, what, 45 years? So the sentencing that he's receiving it's for bank fraud charges. It has nothing to do with molesting any of these kids. And, you know, he has admitted essentially that he did molest at least one of these boys. But as of now, we don't have enough facts about the other 3 allegations. They haven't been proven in a court of law. They're just allegations. I'm not saying it's not true, but I think we better be careful before we rush to convict him of, you know, molesting these 3 other kids.
But we should say that the charges that deal with banking fraud is because he was paying out hush money to these alleged victims. So
yes,
it's not like
one of the victims. To one of the victims. Right. And I agree with that. And look, you know, at the sentencing hearing, each side, the prosecution and the defense, has to make arguments to the judge. The prosecution is going to try to present factors that would be aggravating factors to get a higher sentence. And that's where I think they're going to try to get the testimony of one of these alleged victims. And then then, of course, the defense is allowed to present mitigating factors, and I think some of those factors may be his age, his ailing health, the fact that he's at least accepted responsibility for this crime and that he feels remorse. So that's all going to do with sentencing because he's pleaded guilty to the banking fraud charge already.
Anahita Sedaghatfar, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you back soon.